Gina and Josh are ready. Lights up, let's go. Brunch back the magic, let the Disney fun flow. Catch the vibe, let the laughter ignite. Brunch back the magic, every Sunday's a treat. Friends together, our hearts skip a beat. Disney dreams woven with every sweet cheer. Pour another mimosa, let's toast to this year.
Woo! Look at that. We are back for another fantastic episode of Brunch Back the Magic. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Josh.
And I'm his sister, Gina. For those of you just joining us, welcome aboard.
Yes, and reminder, this is TV 14. We have warned our guests repeatedly that this is TV 14, and they're in protest, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so as a reminder, also, I see the chat is already lighting up. We will be putting the chat on the screen so our guests can see it as well, just because it's an important part of the show. You guys being here, keeping involved, telling us what you think, asking questions for our guests. I know a lot of you already know them, but we want you to be involved as well. So we're excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, should we get to it?
We've only got an hour we try to aim for, although the last two have not stated an hour. We're going to try to stay for an hour this time. And we are a bunch of talkers, the four of us. So let's get it going.
All righty. Here we go, guys. Okay, one's a sensei and one is a director, but they're both military veterans and our friends. Please welcome the boys, Josh and James, Operation Magic. Boom. I love it. I love how the chat's over James's face.
Yeah, you know what? I just go this way. Well, let's do that.
I wish you could put them at the top and us at the bottom, but I guess.
You know what? I'm fine. I can scoot up. I've got a big office space, so I make it.
Yeah, maybe if you scooch towards your mic, but I don't want to throw anything off or turn your camera. That's my fault because the chat does tend to.
Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Hi, guys. Thanks for being here.
No, thanks for having us.
I've got a hot chocolate my wife made me, so I'm pretty happy.
I have a holiday spritz.
Do I need to go this way? I'm trying to figure out which way I need to go because
that's the right way. Towards your mic.
You're going the right way. There you go.
There you
Move my mic this way. There.
You got like a craft beer? Is that what you got, Josh?
No, man, it's liquid Aloha, man. Come on.
Okay, that
Liquid
can look
Aloha.
so tiny in your hand. Is that like a miniature? Why does it look so tiny?
It's standard beer can.
Are you that big?
Yeah, I'm pretty.
Josh is a big dude.
Rather large. That's why we
I
go.
love it.
That's why we're good care.
Tony's got himself some orange eggnog. That's interesting.
Brought my little elf with me.
Oh, yeah.
Elf. Oh, I love it. I love how I'm the elf today.
Hey to everybody in the chat. Good to see y'all. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you guys being here for our cozy little chat we do on Sundays. This is an offshoot of our regular show, Bring Back the Magic. This is our guest-driven show, Brunch Back the Magic, where we sit back, have a cocktail or a coffee, and talk to some good Disney friends of ours and have a fun chat. So please feel free to drop any questions you have, or there may be a part of the show where we need your opinions. Also, as a reminder off the top, before we forget, make sure you're following us at BBT Magic Podcast on social media, and please also give our guests a follow, Operation Magic Pod, right?
100%. You got it.
Nailed it.
I'll get the hang of this eventually, guys.
So, guys, tell us a little bit about Operation Magic and how it came together, okay? Because we really want to know. We want to know. Let's see. What do we want to know? We want to know what made you decide to start a podcast. Okay.
Don't worry, we don't see.
You want me to take this one to start, Josh? And I'll let you back it off.
Sure.
All right. So we were on another podcast. I was there a year prior to Josh, and we were creatively stifled, and it got to a point where Josh was like, hey, I have this idea. Let's start a podcast. I go, I've been looking to start a second podcast. Why not? What is it about? And Josh, I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, so the other podcast was the first time I've ever done any podcasting, like professionally. My wife and I did our own little thing to the side about trip recaps and stuff like that and had some fun. But this was like the first professional kind of setting. So I really wanted to blend military service in Disney because I think there's a big I don't know what the word is, but like I'm a big dude. I do a lot of manly stuff, and I absolutely love Disney. So I think it's sort of an anomaly, basically, right? Where people would look at me and go, "Oh, that guy loves that. You know, loves Disney, loves Mickey Mouse, all that good stuff."
It's a hidden demographic that people
It
don't
is for sure.
understand.
When I look at you, I see Disney. That's all I see. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say big teddy bear and Disney. Mainly, I think of Cinderella. I don't know why.
I see Stromboli.
Yeah, Stromboli. But we really want to keep our military humor and cross the lines with Disney at the same time, because there's a space for adults that have like really ridiculous humor and military jokes, and we pair well together, and we pair well together on our previous show. So I kept thinking like my calling I think is elsewhere, and maybe it's together with James. And we launched, and I mean, it's been on a rocket ship ever since. We've been class, and that's the thing. We're having fun.
That's exactly what it is. We're having fun. That's the one thing that I think I want to piggyback off Josh. We want to keep the humor about it. We talked before the show, and yes, we are in protest. We are, because we are definitely that TVMA space that Disney needs. Because at the end of the day, there's another podcast out there that's another veteran dad podcast, and we love these guys, but they're the exact opposite of us. We are that Pat McAfee of Disney space podcast because of just how bombastic I can be, how much like I don't give an F about things.
They're like the daytime talk show. You guys are the after.
James.
Yeah,
man. Way to rein in that bomb.
Well,
proud of you, dude.
I am a crayon eater. I'm
He's the Pat McAfee of podcasting, which Pat McAfee also podcasts. So.
Well, of the Disney space. And that's what I wanted our show to be, because there was nothing like it. And veterans are very unique creatures, no matter the branch.
Navy for sure.
Yeah, we'll leave that alone. But the fact is we needed something like that, because there is a segmented group that I felt myself personally as a Disney adult that was kind of like outcast in a way, because I didn't, as a former cast member, I know their love for service and love for the military, but the way it shows through the park, I didn't feel like we had a space, and I wanted to create a space for all of us to come.
And backtracking a little bit, because we don't want to presume that everybody knows everything about you guys that's in the chat right now. We know it's a lot of our Disney friends, but give us just a little bit of info, like your elevator pitch, basically, about each of you and your background.
But before that, I want to take a second, at least thank both of you guys for your service, because I was going to do that anyway. But that is something huge for us. I'm like, I never served, but I have all the respect in the world for the people that did, and we should all thank you every single day. So we appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers to you guys.
Well, James, do you want to go first, man?
My background?
Yeah.
Okay. So my love for Disney started at, like most of us, as little kids. I know movies and TV shows. I remember vividly the Disney Channel, going to my grandparents' house and watching Dumbo's Flying Circus.
Oh, yes.
Jim Cummings' very first like voice acting thing that he ever did, and Pooh's Corner. And then I remember vividly my very first trip, because I remember my grandparents picking me up at school with my parents and saying, "We're going to Disneyland." I knew nothing about it at 6 years old. And I rode Splash Mountain, one of the first million people. And then, ipso facto, I ended up going as a teen multiple times. I had many adventures through the park as a teen. Kind of like you guys, going back and watching your clips, I was much that teen as well.
Yeah.
And then 2001 happened, and I had to kind of tuck some Disney away. I went one more time, and I decided, I'm going to join the service. Extraordinary time in our lives, If you're just over 40, we've seen way too much,
right?
And so I went into the service, but I never lost that love for Disney. Never lost that passion for acting, because I grew up acting. I grew up acting and on stage, so there was always this love for just being out there and theatrical and doing different things. I think that's what served me being in the Marine Corps, was being that type of person. And having the adaptability to understand that, all the world is a stage, like the theater is in the military in many ways, but you just have to adapt in a different way to life. And I lived literally, I was stationed at Camp Pendleton, and I was an hour away from Disneyland. So I had an AP.
That's cool.
I was to and from the park all the time. And then I got out and I did college, and then I found myself working at the parks. Found myself
Haunted Mansion, baby.
yeah. Well, so that the funny thing is, I didn't want to. That was like my third pick for a
Choice.
ride. Yeah, that's my third choice in my head, because you don't really get a say. Disney pegs you where they want you to be. But
Right.
I went and I just applied on a whim. I was living in Northern California, and I was between like my associate's degree and my bachelor's, and I'm going to apply. Why not? I'm going to be doing my bachelor's online. Why not? Why not go try? So I went and I did that, and I applied, and I got accepted to be a part of that Disney team, and I was there about a year. Life circumstances happened, and I see a theatrical down there. I see that. I see what you did. Red is my favorite color, and I'm theatrical. I love it. So, however, I worked there, and yeah, I showed up for my interview, my second interview, in a two-piece suit. I didn't have the coat. I had the vest, the tie, the slacks. I went down there looking professional. Like I felt like how Walt would have you wanted to show up to in an interview.
Yeah.
And I showed up, and I think that's what sealed my fate when I got my assignment as Haunted Mansion. I was elated because that was one of my favorite rides as a kid. However, it launched me into an idea of Disney that was very different than I think a lot of cast members might, because I was able to understand the idea of what it meant to be a part of the show and not the show, but from the idea of Walt's perspective, because I always had this idea of this idea of what I felt Walt wanted it to be, you know?
Yeah.
So
I love it. I love it. That's awesome.
I like how Josh is commenting in the stream.
Josh is a unique
Boost it
character
up,
too.
man. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. So yeah, that, and then I met Josh. I've been on podcasts, and I've obviously said as a director at the top of the show. Lights, James.
Josh loves playing with that facet.
Oh, it's
of
fine.
you.
I love it. I love it because
You will notice from time to time I will edit everyone's name.
Oh my God, poor Austin when he was on here hugs too hard for church because he told us
but if you notice,
too hard.
if you notice, his doesn't change. His won't change. It's all of us.
Yep. It'll change eventually.
It'll change when he wants to compliment himself. Trust me. It'll change.
Oh yeah.
when
Pat on the back, Josh. Little pat.
he wants- Okay, so let's move on to Josh.
Yeah.
And Josh, give us your rundown. Who has Josh done? What has
Oh,
Josh?
man, I mean, long, beautiful blonde hair. I'm from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I grew up pretty poor. So there were no childhood trips except for one. Growing up, my mom worked her behind off to save for a few years and surprised us. We got the little VHS tape in the mail where we got to watch the park advertisement. And I'm thinking, oh, this is cool. I always grew up thinking that Disney was where Disney characters lived at permanently. So they'd go shoot their movie, then they'd go kick it at home and back at Disney World. So that trip, you could say, even though I've been more times than I can count now, it was a once in a lifetime trip for me. I mean, that's peak childhood. Get the Disney trip that you never thought you'd get. So shout out to my mama for working her butt off for that.
That's amazing.
And
And
then it ended for me. I didn't, my teenage years, we went to Animal Kingdom for our senior trip. They shut down the park and we did the whole senior thing, and there was no spark. There was no all right, cool. I went and hung out with my friends and left. And then then I enlisted. When I enlisted, I met my wife. I got deployed, and we were on the phone talking about where we wanted to go to when I got back. Because you get the deployment check, you're trying to spend the money. You're not trying to save money at 21 years old. You're trying to spend it as fast as possible.
Mhm.
So we were like, what about Disney World? And something like just clicked in my head. And I'm like, I can afford to go to Disney World myself. This is crazy.
Yeah.
So we went and we had an absolute blast. We went from December 22nd until January 4th.
Oh, I saw on your podcast too. You guys talked about. You said that was one of your best memories ever was
Ever.
being there at that time. Whereas James said the worst time to go there.
Right.
Is it?
Right. And when people say that it's the worst time to go, they're kind of right. But given the circumstance back then, I mean, we had rum and coke tables all over Hollywood Studios.
Mhm.
We were watching fireworks. We watched the countdown for New Year's, and I mean, it was just it was a movie for us.
Yeah.
It really was.
That's awesome.
And then I kept going with her, and I got the itch to start podcasting a few years ago, and I wanted to do YouTube videos and start just talking about stuff. And I started with my wife, and we still do some stuff, and we've had a blast making videos.
Yeah.
But
You
I
guys have
wanted-
a decent amount of subscribers too. Is it Magic done right? What's
Yeah,
your-
Magic Done Right on
Yeah.
YouTube. We're like 4.9K or something like that, but we peaked pretty high, and then we didn't do anything for a while. Life got busy. We have a toddler now. She's 2.5, and that's our main priority. And
Of course.
but we just love going. And then the veteran thing, I just wanted to. My main message I wanted to start was I want to give veterans a place to hang out with other vets. And then I wanted to really tackle the mental health crisis that we're going through.
For sure.
And I wanted to talk about things openly with James, giving other veterans maybe that are watching, a little something to cling to.
I think this is a good tie into the next question we had prepped for you guys, which is, what do you think, or how would you categorize Disney's relationship with veterans? Like, how do you think, as far as what they offer, how they're treated, sensitivities, like how would you describe that if somebody's a veteran who's never been to Disney and has that question? What would you guys say?
I'll start with this, and I'll say Disney World perspective.
Yeah.
We have an entire resort that's deluxe level for veterans, and I used to be confused. So this is actually great for people who maybe don't know this, but January and September, any veteran can go to Shades of Green. Any other time you have to be either fully disabled, certain rating, but January and September are open to all veterans. And that's when I went. I went in January. I've been 3 times with my wife, and that resort is awesome. And for veterans that don't want like Disney like in their face 24/7, that is a great place to go.
It's so convenient because it's right across from the pond.
They have an exchange in there too, don't they? Like a veteran exchange. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And
Yeah,
it lets
so,
up to Magnolia. How cool is that?
Yes.
I've played those golf courses. They're a pain in the ass.
It's to give you that military experience, man. That's why.
But see, you know what? You get a couple drunk veterans out there. The divots are way worse than what you would probably do.
I almost fell in a water hole there.
Now, is this true or did I make it up? Because it could go either way. I have a friend whose dad is military veteran, and so she stayed at Shades of Green before. And is the pricing different in there? I feel like for like food and things like that, and is the tax different? Like there's something like that. I feel like
So
in there that is a lot
pricing for the
more.
rooms is like spectacular. I mean, there's 3 different tiers that unless it's changed, I haven't been in a long time, but it was 3 tiers. And if you're fully disabled, you get rooms pretty great cost. And even if you're not, like I was tier 3, I was paying like 1 something.
That's
back
crazy.
then.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I just recently looked. I think the fully disabled cost is $300 or $250 a night. It's not. I could be wrong,
Rooms are
but
huge.
it's just a huge difference. And the tax stuff goes into the military stuff. There's no tax on base. There's no tax, so they want to keep that for families who are on a budget.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good. So how would you characterize it? Like if someone said, "Hey, do you think like 1 to 10? How do you think Disney does better?"
I think Disney does a great job. I would say a solid 8.5.
Better at World than at Land for sure, because being a land person.
Did you hear that, Josh?
What?
Well,
He's
no.
doing better at World. Words you never hear come out of James's mouth. It's better at World.
I love it.
Well, but when it comes down to veteran stuff, because being a West Coast veteran and understanding, and especially what they did this year, they are now giving annual passes. I don't know what tier, a veteran annual pass for the whole year for like $500, $600.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. So World definitely, World is definitely got a better handle on the veteran stuff because over in Land, I know for the hotels they give great discounts if you're DoD, 100% disabled, all these different like little perks, but nothing huge. And I've always said that over at Disneyland, and we could wet spaghetti this later, they need a veterans resort of some sort because that's where they're doing it right.
Yeah. No, I think, and also they do, obviously we know they have a larger space and things like that, so they can do. Josh, I feel like this conversation, I feel like I need to differentiate, should I just say Josh and Sensei, because it's going to get confusing what I'm trying, or
just call him Santa.
Just call him Santa Stromboli.
Right, okay. Joshua, my brother. So would you like to get into our roundtable at this point, since I know it's going to spark a lot of debate, I think, between here and the chat, and it's
sure
a good segue. Okay, so what we want to do is a roundtable, and it's something you guys are very familiar with because this topic comes up a lot on your podcast, because James being Team Disneyland, Josh being Team Disney World. I understand that you are outnumbered right now, James, as 3-1, but that's okay. That's okay. We're going to be fair here.
I fight. I fight.
We are
or I'd like to say 3 correct people and 1 wrong person.
Whoa! Whoa!
Round table.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
We want the chat to vote as well. We're going to give you a category, and you got to tell us if it's done better at Disney World or at Disneyland. Okay, so we're going to give you categories. Right. Well, some will seem very obvious. Some may be a debate. Okay. So first and foremost, Pirates of the Caribbean. Better at Disneyland or better at Disney
Land?
World?
Land, one, hands down.
I'm gonna say Land too.
Yeah, that's Disneyland. It's definitely better.
But I have 2 reasons for that. One is you have Blue Bayou right there inside.
Yes, absolutely.
And it was the second to last attraction, and the last attraction Walt worked on. So
it's also like twice as long. Let's just be honest. It's the simplest reason ever. It's a better ride.
I would not know that. So that's news to me. I did not realize
the chat is all agreeing. Land. Josh Dunn, is that your official answer, or are you going to defend the Disney World?
Nah. I mean, I've never been, and if it's longer, I mean, that's my wife's favorite ride. So
I think you also got to remember it was an afterthought at Disney World.
Yeah,
it wasn't originally planned.
I mean, I of course love the Disney World Pirates, but if the consensus is Land is better, coming from some World people, I'll trust you guys.
Okay, all right. So next we have It's a Small World. Better at Land, better at.
I'll catch you guys.
What was it?
You got to play on me, right?
Josh, go first.
It's on purpose.
No. There's a large category. There's a long list. This is just one on there.
What was the question? I missed the question.
It's a Small World. Better at Land or at World? Okay. This is going to spark some debate.
Return them both into something else.
My name.
Jack has got it right. Holidays at Land. I mean, Land has got it because Land is outside partially, but you also have the holiday. You have the holiday setup. Wow.
Oh, no.
Listen, if you've never seen one of our first clips about It's a Small World, you can go find it on our Instagram.
Yeah, you can feel
very
Josh's.
Short. It's very passionate. It's simply, I can't say it right now because we've been warned. I don't want to get. But
it is very passionate.
It is not a great ride.
It is, but that's why I wanted to ask that one, because I want to see what people have to say in the chat, because I do understand that some people love that Disneyland, obviously aesthetically from the outside, it wins on the outside. We all know that. It wins at the holidays. It wins because it's got the little miniature characters, familiar characters in there. But people at Disneyland, it's one big room. And growing up as a Disney World kid, I kind of like the way it transitioned from room to room to room. So there's
that makes sense. I didn't know that either. So I can see that argument for sure. Mm-hmm. And that makes sense as to why the Small World board game transfers from room to room to room.
I think since you asked, I think it sucks both places. I hate that ride.
You knew that was coming. Josh hates that.
You know what? This is one of my favorite things about it.
With me and you just bashing It's a Small World.
I would love to see that. I'd pay for it. I'd pay money.
God, that's a horror movie waiting to be filmed in that ride. I swear.
No joke, because last time I was there for the holidays, and I don't know the people, but there was a couple that was fighting behind us, and it was the whole 13 minutes of that ride arguing. But it was like Josh and Josh's whole what is all about their life and how they sucked and this, that, and I'm like, wow, this is not how I want to enjoy the holidays on It's a Small World, but it's exactly how those two feel.
It is a small world after all. Okay, next one.
Unbelievable.
Got to give some love here. Castle. Is the castle better at Disneyland or is the castle better at Disney World?
I feel like these are just clear-cut answers every single way they go. There's not even a close
because
one.
some Disneylanders, and James may be like this, they will tell you it's not the size that matters. They love
It's a
that
stump. It's
they
not
love
even a castle.
underground.
Do
They
you have
love
a
that it's
drawbridge
something
that goes
inside.
up and down?
I think all of our homes are bigger than the Disney.
interaction
The
of it.
drawbridge is the same size as the castle.
For
I'm
me,
gonna go
what
with
it is,
World.
I like that you guys have a stage. You have that whole stage area that we don't have, but you don't have Sleeping Beauty like walkthrough, and that to me is really nostalgic. And I
No.
can understand the castle. You guys have like I know they had a Dream Suite or something in your guys' castle forever.
Do you? Do you have one? No?
But even
Okay.
without that,
Another
that's
point.
Yeah.
even without that, it doesn't matter to me. To me, it's the impact of when you walk down.
Yeah.
As a castle, missed it.
That castle is huge.
I mean I can't argue with you all, but I do have that nostalgic factor. Yes, it has a castle. You may have missed it looking at Walt and Mickey
Yeah,
at
it's
the hub.
the same size as It's a Small World. It's so they're not clear cut, Josh, because people will defend certain things based on their home park. So I'm assuming Josh and Josh, your votes on this one, the castle.
Yeah, well,
World. Josh, other Josh, World.
World.
Right.
See, here's the difference in your guys' castle. Whenever they decorate it and it looks terrible, it looks 10 times as terrible as when they decorate ours. And
good point.
Oh, so you have the worst decorations. Okay, you went
no,
with
no, they have the best decorations. What I'm saying is
You guys still
It's
have
a Small
Disneyland.
World in Disneyland is bigger than the castle. Okay, the facade of that I feel is bigger than your castle.
But James, don't you guys still have dream lights on your castle? Yes.
we do.
Yes. So that
Oh,
is
they get a point for that though.
they get a point for that. Okay.
Yeah,
Next,
yeah.
we're gonna go Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion at Disney World, Disneyland. I'd like to hear the thoughts on this one.
That used to be a different argument until they put the Hatbox Ghost in Disney World
always
now.
in the
But they put it at a dumb place. I think they should have put it in the same place they have it down like the when you turn backwards in the ride. I think they should have put it there.
Getting pushed out the the attic, yeah.
I like it better in Disney World, but I actually am one of the people that loves the overlay for Nightmare Before Christmas. 'Cause I think that's really cool.
That is
Yeah.
cool.
I think that's cool too.
I'm obviously partial.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we know where I'm at.
tough.
But mansion. So I like your guys' like. I like the old brick style. I love that. But I love the plantation house that we have. I love it because, well, that was my house. I lived in it for a solid year almost. But there's something about standing there, and this is, I don't know how it was adjacent to you guys for Rivers of America. That's no longer there, which is sad. However, standing there on an evening, watching the Twain go by on its last pass before Fantasmic, and just having that cool, warm breeze watching over the Rivers of America when you're standing in the foyer. It's just something about it. So, I don't know.
I haven't been
Different
to
perspective.
Disneyland in 20 years, so it'd be hard for me to remember exactly what the Haunted Mansion was like. I knew it was all everybody talked about. The overlay and the Hatbox Ghost were the main draws. But I also just love the whole entryway to Haunted Mansion in Magic Kingdom. Like the way they've expanded that, made the queue area so like interactive on the outside. I've said this numerous times on our show, but even though I'm not a Haunted Mansion person because I just don't like being scared, I will ride it. Josh has tormented me my entire life on that ride, reaching into my car, banging on the back of my car, traumatized me. But I will say, I think it's one of the best themed rides Disney has ever created.
It is.
Because from the time you step on the property
Yep.
to the cast members to every inch of that ride is themed. And I wish they still did rides to that level of theming. They don't do many of them anymore. Now it's kind of like, that'll do. This was like every single inch of the ride. It's so cohesive and brilliant. So I love it for that reason.
We
So
were
it was
told to create voices. We were told to try and find your inner voice that fit
That's
that
awesome.
role. And that's what I said earlier about being a part of the show and not being the show. Because the thing with Disney, it's you're part of that show no matter what.
Yeah.
And I had people who hated it because I was very good at what I did.
Mhm.
And it was one of those things because you embrace it. Like you said, the theming. It was just like Pirates. You embrace, if you have someone who understands Pirates, you can embrace that ride very well. Same with
Right.
Indy.
Yeah. for sure. Okay, next one. Parades. Who does better parades? Specifically,
Ooh.
time parades. Specifically, Paint the Night versus Starlight.
I feel like Gina's just triggered by Starlight.
You know what? My favorite parade actually will always be Mickey Sensational.
Aww.
Besides electric, you take the electric parade out of it. The parades are pretty equal, but it's like the runs for the electric parade kind of made it different.
Yeah. Josh?
I hate all parades equally. Every time I go, I almost get into a fight. I can't see anything. It's a mess. I'd rather go ride some rides than the parade.
That's a good point. That's the time I go to get on rides because I'm not the biggest
That's
parade
not me,
person.
Wife-
Maybe that's exclusive to being a Josh.
My favorite thing I hated most about parades was being asked what time the parade was as a cast member. What time's the parade? And they tell you the time. I'm like, no, I'll tell you the time, but still no. Why? You just told me the times. What time's this parade?
Well, as far as current parades, I'm going to give it to Disneyland because Paint the Night is 1,000% better than Starlight.
It's so phenomenal.
Main Street Electrical Parade is eternally the best, and that was at both parks. And I actually think the 50th anniversary version of it that was in Disneyland was better than any of the other ones. I love that it's a small world float at the end. So, as much as I love America, I love.
I was going to say I miss the America
tribute.
Yeah,
but I can get that kind of in the water pageant. Because they have that, they all turn to flags and stars and stripes at the end of that. So I'll take it then. But I'd be good with either. Okay, here's the next one. Who has a better second gate? California Adventure or Epcot?
Ooh, see.
What do we think?
I
better second gate.
I will give it to Epcot because DCA from the time it was supposed to be Westcott, and it was a dumpster fire until they fixed it, and they're still working on it. Now I'm mad with the changes they're doing now. So there's that.
Okay, Josh, done.
Epcot. Yeah.
What do you love the most about Epcot?
The name. Oh, the like
The
Epcot.
name.
The gateway. The gateway's pretty cool. You mean like Epcot in general?
Well, yeah. What do you love about that park as compared to like DCA or any other additional gate? What do you love so much about Epcot?
We went over this on one of our episodes with like the way Epcot does such a great job at each country is like completely immersive to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you really feel, and I'd like they didn't make them smaller because I don't want to see the next country while I'm like in one country, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I love Japan the best, obviously, with my job, but all the food's great. I mean, Food and Wine Festival. I mean, Epcot's just as you get older, it starts changing to be your favorite park, I think, over time, for me anyway.
I agree. I think it's also just so unique because so many other parks are just ride centric. And so that's why I think Epcot isn't as favored by little kids. So I think Disney adults love it more, even for that reason, because it is more the Disney adults park. There are rides, but that's not the heavy emphasis at that park, I feel like, which is what makes it. Did you just change that on me? But,
No, it's been there.
But I think that my favorite park, my favorite country there, I've said, is France, because in France, you get multiple attractions, multiple restaurants. There's a lot in that little pavilion. It's like you have they'll sing along, you have the circle, the movie about France, you have the Ratatouille, then you have Chefs de France and Monsieur Paul and the little bakery in there, plus the gelato place. Like there's just so much in the France pavilion. So I love it. I like that corner spot where it is.
We waited 3 hours for Ratatouille.
Ooh, I don't want to wait 3 hours for anything.
Oh my goodness.
No, thank you. Josh Jeppy.
Yes.
What
Hit
is your
present.
What is your choice? Epcot or California Adventure?
You do realize Epcot is my favorite park, so why would I choose
felt
anything?
Like I wasn't gonna glaze over you. Maybe everyone doesn't know that, Josh.
They do. I've said it a million times.
All right, no.
Chat knows. The chat will sound off. Like we know Epcot's Josh's favorite. I love to go around the countries. I loved it more when Future World was Future World. I'll tell you that. Like they actually had stuff that was like Future World.
They ruined Future World.
I don't get it now. I can't tell you what space is which in there. I like Guardians and Test Track and those, and I hate Mission Space.
And I don't think Moana belongs there. It just doesn't make any sense.
That should have been an Animal Kingdom, if anything.
Right. It doesn't make any sense. Honestly, it would have been better.
Bring back the fountains.
if you're not going to use Wonders of Life, it almost would have made more sense to just like put Moana over there, tear it all down, and put her over there. It just makes no sense where it is. That's my point. Anyway, okay, hotels. Who has better hotels? Disney World, Disneyland.
I think these are just layups.
You know what?
Come on, man.
I'm gonna fight this one. I'm gonna fight the good fight.
I knew James would try.
I'm gonna fight the good fight. Because,
He's gonna put in Disneyland Hotel as an OG thing.
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Do whatever you can, man.
But the fact is we have our comparison, of which I think fights well against Poly and the Contemporary, and the Grand Floridian, which would be Grand Californian.
But does it? The park entrance part is the coolest part to Grand Californian.
That is cool.
I argue that because there's more thought. If you think about the space, all right, you think about everything that WDW has. They have the space to do whatever they want. However, they don't lean into their culture as much. Like the Grand Floridian, that's a ripoff of the Hotel Del in Coronado, California.
I know, I've been there.
So you look at the Grand, it's a tie into the Renaissance of California. It's the tie into what California was and should be.
I admire your conviction on this. I gotta say, because I feel like I frequently in topics am sitting on my little island by myself, and I feel like James is on his little Disneyland island, and I feel like he's working hardcore to be able to get his points out there, and that's why I'm giving you the chance to get these points out there.
And
I mean, this is the Marine too, so it's 3 versus 1, but that's still even.
Yeah,
so,
it's just an even fight. Yeah, and then I will also say I Pixar Place, I haven't been there when it was the Paradise Pier. It was a dumpster fire like an OG DCA. However, Disneyland Hotel, yes, I will throw that out there as an OG thing because it was the thing that gave the idea for hotels in the areas and also gave Walt the foresight to not publicize the idea of, hey, we'll have this resort right here.
Yeah.
So,
Sensei Josh, what's your favorite Disney World hotel? It doesn't even have to be one you've stayed at. It could be one that's like on your dream list. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've stayed at them all. Animal Kingdom Lodge, Savannah View Room, Coffee with a Giraffe. How do you, I mean.
It's pretty impressive.
Like, my wife convinced me to get the Savannah View Room, and I fought back. I'm like, we're going to get the cheapest room. And we get it.
It does make a difference.
Well, we wake up.
But it's a trek to get to it.
It's
that's the nonsense. Like, as far as resort goes, if I could take that and put it closer to the parks, then I would. But I mean, if you're going to be in your room for a little bit, back then when we stayed there, our daughter was just born and she's probably 5 months old. And we just chilled at the room until midday and sat on the balcony and watched animals. Oh my God, man. That and the Grand Floridian made me feel like a completely out of place individual though. Great room. Beautiful place.
It does that to me all the time, and I love it. I get in there, I'm like, I don't belong here.
The bar on the second floor? I forget what it's called. But I sat at the bar. Everybody's getting their drinks off a ladder. The bartender's got to climb this ladder and get the bottle off the shelf. And I'm like, I'll have a Captain and Coke. And she just grabs a Captain. And I'm like,
can you put it up there? Oh, God.
Well, I think that Animal Kingdom Lodge, Josh and I stayed there together one time. I went on a trip with his family, and I will say my only 2 complaints about it were that the hallways were insanely long. If you forgot something in your room, depending where your room was, it was outrageously long walk to your room. We're like, still walking. And the other being that it is far from everything. I wish you did have the ability to have like a walking path or something to Animal Kingdom. The fact that there's no like quick jet over to Animal Kingdom seems like a miss. I get it's because they have to protect all like the animal space and all, but that is a fabulous hotel for all the other reasons though.
Yeah, food's great.
Okay. And how about snacks? Because I feel like this is a topic that Disneyland usually gets a lot of favoritism from people as far as that their food is better overall, but that their snacks. What do you think?
Overall?
Food overall at Disneyland is pretty, from what I've heard, spectacular, and I eat there quite often.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite snack?
Mine?
Mm-hmm. Disneyland snack.
Oh gosh.
Churros, Cool Whips, pretzels.
I in the morning I have to get my Chiro gear, which is like a churro donut, is all it is.
Okay.
That or the breakfast burrito in Tomorrowland, and then midday it's like a beer and a cream cheese filled pretzel walking around DCA.
Mhm.
Favorite snacks, or the carne cone from Carsland.
Okay. Josh done.
I gotta
Where are we
go
sitting
with spring rolls.
So, do you think that Disney World has better snacks than Disneyland?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about Disneyland snacks.
Mhm.
And I'm not a big snack guy at World either. I find that Magic Kingdom food is absolutely terrible, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it is.
I don't really feel like, I mean, if you're going to eat, there's so many better things to do before you get to the park. And
that's a good
lunch.
point.
I mean, the little corn dog, little bite-sized corn dog things at Casey's Corner are pretty legit for a quick little something. But overall, the food's just kind of terrible, to be honest with you.
I
The
agree.
plaza is terrible. I'll tell you that much. I hate that.
What?
I'll go to Cosmic Rain's late night. I'll tell you that. That's a bad idea.
I'd sooner eat something somebody dropped on Main Street than eat at the
I'm
plaza.
pretty sure you are.
Are you
I'm pretty
talking
sure you are.
Plaza Inn here? Are you telling me
Your
that
wife-
you hate the Plaza
The
Inn?
plaza at the end of Main Street to the right, it's garbage. You can get ice cream there. It's the only acceptable thing.
You know what? You and I are about ready to fight, Josh, Jeffy.
All right, bring it on.
Chad is saying churros are definitely better at Disneyland Resort, but Mark and Stacey are saying that last week when they were in Disneyland, they were not impressed with the snacks.
No.
The reason I would think that Disneyland would have to have better is because it is a locals park, and if you want those locals coming in, you got to give them something worthwhile. Whereas Disneyland World, you got a captive audience. They're like, oh, I guess I'll just suck up this mess for the week, kind of thing.
Starbucks is really the only thing. I mean, and I don't like Starbucks too much. The wife does, but I say I don't like it, but I eat it when we get in line for it because I know that that's going to carry me through the next 4 or 5 hours.
And a Mickey pretzel's like $9 now for a Mickey pretzel.
Oh gosh, no. Stupid. At the end of the day, it just depends on the season and what they have going on. Because the festivals, as we know, they present really good food options as well. So that's really changed the food game as well. In my thoughts.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Cook your breakfast in your room. You're not missing anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about pricing? Can you compare the pricing at the two parks? What you think?
I give it to World just because I look at pricing so much. Hotels, we've got 3 hotels, and you have it's a locals park, and then you have the California pricing. When it comes down to Florida, tickets are, you have more to do, more there, so you get more bang for your buck. I think in some cases, it's just when you live on the West Coast, it's so expensive to do that trip for say a week, but you have to justify it. So being on the West Coast, it's easier to justify, say, California.
Then there's that hospitality fee or whatever. So even if you're using your points, DVC at Disneyland, you still have to pay an additional charge per night because of California hospitality law or something, which is not garbage. So I'll give it to Disney World just based on that. And any thoughts, Josh's, on this topic of pricing?
Yeah, my wife looks at prices all the time because she's an agent, and I mean, it's Disney World has so many more offers than land. There's some kind of discount all the time for packages with World, and with land, it's just straight up for the most part all the time. It's expensive.
That leads me to a question though. Does that say to the staying power of Disneyland over Disney World? Because they can, yes, Florida's a cheaper state, but people will pay anything to go to Disneyland, where they're looking for, less pricing at a different, at a better rate or whatever it is in Florida. But you can have the prices be astronomical at Disneyland. People are still going to flock there in droves.
Just think because we have 1 million rooms to fill. We have a ton of rooms that we have to fill, and
also
they do it.
And they do it.
Disneyland location too. It's so prime, located in the middle of everything. It's not isolated like Disney World, so you can stay at a bunch of other places and still be close to Disneyland. Whereas
over 13 good neighbor hotels, I think, out there.
Yeah,
I've stayed at the majority of them. The majority of them are great. I love them. The good neighbors out there.
Okay, so final question: overall experience. Who wins? Disney World, Disneyland?
That's a toss-up to me. It's 50-50.
I'm going to say that it depends on where you're at in your life. Because right now, I've never been to land, but I would love to go now that I'm getting even more into Disney with the podcasting and stuff like that. I would love to go to the OG park, and I feel like you can make a little bit more of a wholesome connection there, where World can feel a lot more consumer-based, just buy this, take, and it just kind of is starting to get that feeling of like getting shuffled along. And
Yeah. That's an excellent point, though, too, because Mark and Stacy, who are in the chat, I think still, they just went to Disneyland, and they said that one of the big things is, I saw them, they were like hopping back and forth between the two parks frequently because it is walking distance. So that
you can throw a stone from one to the other.
And not having to rely on heavy transportation. You can go to all three things, downtown Disney, California Adventure, and, Disneyland, all right in walking distance and hop back and forth depending on crowd. So that's nice.
I found myself the last time I was there, so my wife and I went, we stayed off property. And we went back to the hotel back and forth a couple of different times. And it was only a 10 or 15 minute jaunt, as where that 10 or 15 minutes is lost time at World. At land, it doesn't feel so lost because everything's so close within, a quarter-mile radius.
Yeah.
That's why I Uber everywhere in Disney World, because I tell people it saves so much time. I was like, I used to love Disney transportation, but I was like, listen, only place I can't Uber to is Magic Kingdom, because you have to Uber to like Contemporary, you still have to walk. But I'm like, take an Uber, you'll save like 2 hours of your day if you're really trying to do a lot of stuff, and just budget like $30-40 every day in like Ubers and tips and stuff, and then you're good.
But what Josh Dunn said, I think, is really, really valuable in this question is it really does depend on where you're at in your life.
Yep.
So if you go to Disney World all the time and it's kind of like, I'm used to it, and then all of a sudden you're going to Disneyland, like that experience is offering you something very different just because it's new and it's exciting and it's maybe once in a lifetime kind of thing. Who knows? But then there are the people that are like, okay, if I've been to both, which do I prefer? It's also, from my perspective, who you're with. Like lack of transportation being an issue, like taking the transportation out, that's great for me with mom and my son, like being able to walk and not having to get my mom who's mobility issues on a bus and whatever. Overall, I'm still going to give it to Disney World, obviously, because there's nothing like driving under that sign and knowing you have reached this like mecca of Disney property. Everything changes, the street signs, everything is different. And you just feel like you really get that, what they call the Disney bubble. Feeling like that is just so tremendous. And Josh and I did an episode on it. You could do a week at Disney, and not that this would be the person who doesn't go often's choice, but you can do a week at Disney and do stuff without hitting the parks at all. Like you can do a monorail bar crawl. You can go to downtown Disney. You can hit, there's so much you could do to enjoy yourself without even hitting a park while you're there. And so I think that's why overall I give it to Disney World.
Non-park days are essential, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
right in the middle of the trip.
Non-park days are great, and you can do the same at Disneyland because you have the off-property hotels, but there's so much other history because you guys are so focusing on that Disney bubble in Florida that because that's all you have. But then you feel
all we have, we've got it all. You guys got half a castle.
But you also have to think about the Disney history within that area of LA, Anaheim, and all the different things. The studio's right there. Burbank is right there. It's like 45 minutes up the road. You have LA. You can go down to the old Walt's old house where they do tours of Bob Gurr on any given Sunday. I think it's every other Sunday of the month. He'll do a bus tour and he'll take you to a train barn in LA. So it's like there's so many different experiences on the West that you don't have on the East, that it really is, like Josh said, where you are in your life and what you're really after. Because I'm at this point in my life where I've done everything really but Florida and the overseas parks and going on a cruise. I've done all the like basic West Coast stuff, but a couple of things. And now I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go experience other parts of life.
Yes, I get that.
And do we even have the best park between the two of us?
That's really the big question. Do we have the best
Or
park?
Tokyo or Paris or
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you right now, I think Tokyo Disney Sea, and I haven't been there. I've heard everything good about Tokyo Disney Sea, and that's where I want to go. So
me too.
I do have a follow-up question into this. I'm curious to know. Would you rather elevate your dining or your resort that you're staying at? So if you had the money, say, I can either really go and eat out at all these cool restaurants and everything that are more expensive, or would you rather elevate your resort you stayed at?
Tough choice for me. Very tough choice.
As he rubs his stomach.
Oh, God. What would I do? Elevate the dining. Are you serious? I can sleep on any mattress.
So
100%.
I'm the opposite. I'd go elevate my I love my resort because I always plan for eating out to wherever I want to eat when I go. Oh, there's that crack in our pot that you hear.
We call that the redneck fight song. Well,
Yeah.
from my parts, we're like, we're like redneck fight song.
That's amazing. We do that every show unless he has a bottle, and then you don't get that. But my resort, because I had friends who stayed at the Grand, and they did the whole veranda and they did the whole plussed up, and so I got to eat whatever and went wherever. So it'd have to be dining, not dining, but resort. What's
I
up,
think
Josh?
you're choosing resort because your resorts stink.
You're an ass.
Like we already
No.
have the great resorts and that experience, so we're like, hell, look at the food.
Well, no, no, because the food, that's something I do anywhere I go. I always plan for like good meals if I'm on a good vacation. I always plan. So it's like you said it. Yeah, it's just a mattress. But if you have, all right, I'm gonna pose this question to all three of you. If you have the option to go eat at, say, a club level for lunch or whatever, and you can go back to the resort and rest your feet for a little bit, would you take that over just eating wherever in the park?
Which park?
Well, see, there's that too for you guys. Yeah,
You
four.
have not.
But-
I mean, I've stayed club level before, and I will say I never came back midday to utilize it,
Okay.
ever. I'm not a comeback midday person anyway. I'm more like a comeback at the end of like what I call a park day maybe, and then change before we go to dinner or something like that. But for me, club level was either in the morning going and grabbing food there,
Yep.
or late night, especially the ones that had like cordials and stuff like that, or glasses of wine. It was never midday for me. This is an argument I have with a lot of my friends that travel that's similar but not exactly the same, where I say if I'm flying to Europe and I can either choose flying business class to Europe and staying in a basic hotel, or flying coach to Europe and then staying in a really elaborate hotel, I'm going to pick the nicer flight, because I feel like that's where it kicks off my trip.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a contained space, like for all that, I have no choice. Whereas when I'm at my resort, chances are I'm going out and doing stuff the whole time. So I'd rather have that long flight, be really comfortable. So same way, my resort, I don't spend a ton of time at it. At Disney, I'll say some. So as long as I'm comfortable and it's not noisy or rowdy, like, and it's well located, that's fine enough for me. I'd rather have the really elaborate meals. I love doing signature dining. I love
Right.
places like Citrico's. Like I like doing that. So to me, if I got the pass, I definitely pick the meals.
Yeah, because you could go do some of these meal experiences that you wouldn't be able to do if you stayed somewhere really nice if you couldn't afford to do both. I'm like, I'd
Right.
rather, the experience is everything for me. Gene and I have talked about it before. Like the fact I've gotten to do Victoria and Albert's, multiple times, which is a blessing. I mean, right now it'd be really hard to do, but in the past, I'm like, they're the best meals of my life. And I'm like, because I'm a foodie person, I'm like, I'll try different things. I may not like something new that I try, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to try it. But I've never had a bad meal there or anywhere else that we've saved up to go to, like that kind of thing. Like I actually like Monsieur Paul. I thought that was really good.
It's really
we
good.
did that. It was very expensive. I want to do Takumite at Japan, but that's also another one I'm like, I'm gonna have to save up for, because it's like probably $200 a person, do the omakase one and everything. I'm like, ugh.
It might even be more than that.
But I would do that. Josh, we got to save up, dude. We need to go there.
Let's do it. You say the word, man. I'll quit
do-
my boss.
I do want to say something while we have Josh and James here, because I mentioned again on our show. Obviously, you guys have heard us say that we met them on a previous podcast that we were all on together. But I've frequently repeated the idea that something Josh said on that podcast really stuck with Josh and I, which was talking about his first trip and just how much his mom had saved to get there. And it really, for Josh and I's whole theme being bring back the magic, it really kind of reminded us that we are responsible for the magic too. I think when we first started our podcast, it was a lot about what is Disney doing for the magic? What is Disney doing for the magic? And it was kind of a moment of self-awareness of, we've definitely been guilty of that loud, passive-aggressive self-talk when you're somewhere and like, oh God, Disney's doing this and that. And when you said that story, it just immediately clicked in both of our minds of like, wow, I've got to be aware, because I might be standing in line feeling justified and annoyed at something Disney's doing differently or not doing. But there's a family right near me that just saved all this time to get there. And now I'm ruining their magic, So it was such a valuable moment in Josh and I's like moment on that show, but just overall in our whole journey here. And so I just want to let you know, like, you never know when something you say can really hit somebody and stick. but that was a real moment for us about like now when we go being mindful of not Disney's annoyed me and blah, blah, blah. But like, what am I doing that might be hurting somebody else's good time? You know, save it for the hotel when you go back and complain when no one's around, you know, or fill out a survey. So
it's very true. I mean, you never know how everybody else got there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And luckily for us, when we went, I mean, we never had there was no negative experience because the amount of like excitement and magic that we were experiencing, my brother and I, he's 3 years younger than me, that we were experiencing was just out of this world and reflective for me. My parents went through a really nasty divorce that really started back during that time frame. So my mom did all this alone, which, I mean, even, you know, when you learn about that later when you're an adult, it really helps you put it in perspective of like, man, that is a grind, I'm sure, to have to do all that, you know, and raise 2 kids. So,
yeah,
you know, I mean, really, I attribute my love for Disney to my mother, for sure.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
We always attribute it to our father because he was always trying to take us there and everything else, and we just had a great memories of Disney. And we were fortunate enough to go when we were younger and then get there, and it was just like, you see this place built over years and years and years. You're like, wow. Imagine like when we were young, you saw this, and now you see what it's become. I remember when Gina and I were talking about when it was all the brown recreational signs going into Disney, and it wasn't the purple ones you're used to or the new blue ones and everything else. We're like, now it's just like this whole thing you get on property. Like, oh, we remember the radio station you could get when you went up there. It was like the Disney radio station. You come into it and it would play there.
Yeah.
It was just great memories. Does Disneyland have that, James?
Well, you know, for the
They're like, no, here's a Wawa across the street.
So across the street, what do we got? We got a McDonald's. We got
Discount liquors. Yeah, I know. I've seen it.
Yeah, there is that ABC liquor on the corner. I know exactly what one you're talking about. My dad and I used to walk there. So when I was,
I walked down from Paradise Pier. I know.
So here's a fun memory. So my dad was always one of those people that was always outgoing and fun, and God bless his soul, he allowed me the opportunity to see Disney in a different light. Like, we'd go to the arcade when they used to have it, get stuffed animals, hang out with the little kids and old ladies. But at night, my dad would go back. We'd go back to our room across the street. So I never stayed on property until I was an adult, and I had my own money. And we walked down to that ABC liquor, and my dad would buy like a 6-pack of beer for the whole trip, our 4 or 5 days we were at the park. And he'd be like, "All right, trip's begun." And we'd walk back up to the hotel where we were staying, and he'd let me get a soda or a candy bar or something. But it's funny you bring that up, because that has been a staple of actually my going to Disneyland, because of that whole, like, end of the night, like, you know, going back at the end of the night and just like, I want something simple. And seeing off property, if it was McDonald's or Denny's or IHOP, or even the liquor store, it was right there for us. So it didn't matter.
See, when I went to Disneyland, when I stayed at Paradise Pier, I have to say this. It is the Holiday Inn of all Disney hotels. It is literally the Holiday Inn of Disney hotels. I went in there, I was like, this place sucks. Like, it's not good. They redid it. Was it Pixar Pier now or something like that? They call it.
From what I've heard, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, they needed to. I mean, the thing is literally like, I think the Wyndham in Disney World and Disney Springs was better than Paradise Pier and Disneyland. Yeah. It's like basically the same kind of vibe.
Yeah.
They didn't change it when they changed DCA over to what it is now, and, you know, what it's going to be in the future. Mm-hmm. They didn't have the foresight to change Paradise Pier. You know, that California beachy vibe was gone. That ship sailed when you took out Superstar Limousine in the early 2000s.
Oh wow, God, that's throwback. See, if I had to go stay like off property but good neighbor hotel kind of thing, I'd probably pick the Drury now, because they have like the food included with like certain things. I was like, yeah, I'll get my breakfast and we'll get like a late or like a early afternoon kind of dinner kind of thing.
I look for since I have a big family, I look for something that maybe has an early breakfast, or even, like you said, an evening sort of reception.
Yeah, because the Drury, like, people have done stories about that, and I forgot. It's like they give you like drink coupons and all each night. Yeah. Like, you can go down for each person that's in your room, you get like 3 drink coupons. Like, you can go there, have a cocktail if you want, grab a soda that you don't have to drink, but it's like, that's pretty awesome. I'm like, you're not getting that at a Disney hotel. They're like, no, sorry, guys.
No, pay for everything.
That's $8 water for you.
Yeah, the room water, smart water, that's $10.
Yes, I do.
I'm going to start selling water on property, just going out of the trunk of my car and be like, $2. I'm beating their prices by half at least.
Right there, TTC, right? Right for TTC. Get your water here. Get your water.
Oh my
I do have one last fun question for you guys, which is if the two of you together had to go on a game show, which game show do you think you guys could kill it on?
Celebrity Deathmatch. No?
I mean, fair enough. That came
Is
out
it
like-
Amazing Race? Is it Fear Factor? Is it Jeopardy?
Well,
Is it Wheel of Fortune?
Fear Factor 100%. We don't care about nothing. I mean, we'll jump off anything. I'll eat anything. I mean, for 50
So-
grand, 100 grand, you put bugs,
I
worms.
I don't know about Fear Factor. I probably could, but I have the Indiana Jones fear.
Eliminate the bugs and snakes. I'm down.
Yeah, I hate snakes. I hate
Can't say anything.
snakes.
I get in trouble.
I hate. No, well, so the fact is I know how to handle snakes. I just hate them. I have that Indiana Jones fear. It doesn't matter how manly you are, or how tough, or what branch of service you're in. You get a snake around me, I'm like, nope, I'm done.
I will for money, man. If you put 100K in front of me,
All right,
and the snake that they're not going to kill you. The show is made. You cannot die. They're not going to
That's
put
true.
a black mamba in front of you, right?
Challenge
Right.
accepted.
Challenge
Whatever.
accepted.
Grabbing whatever. Need a bowl full of earthworms. I don't care, man. Whatever you
Yeah,
got, I will knock it out.
Is that,
I will
there's a
knock it
timer
out.
that went off. What was that? Ding ding. Is that like? challenge?
That was my little twinkle toes.
Oh,
Show is over.
well,
My
I
wife said Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh, that's a thrill. I love that. It's what reminds me every time I'm on Grand Fiesta Tour, when you go around the first turn on the Mexican boat ride, that little thing on the side reminds me of Legends of the Hidden Temple every single time.
Double Dare. I love Double Dare.
That and Gladiator. the
American
old
Gladiators.
No, American Gladiator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was great back in the day. I'm with them though. Mish said Family Feud. I'd be like, okay, this is me on Family Feud.
Family Feud. Yeah.
Sorry, you're wrong.
Or Family Food. That's where me and Josh would go on. Family Food.
Supermarket
Although-
sweeps.
Oh, remember that?
Oh, yeah, put you in the
I
cart.
think
I'll push
every
you
time
around.
every time I see a bonus item in the store that's like some promotional thing, I'm like, I say to my sister Danny, bonus item on Supermarket Sweep. That's an additional $300.
I couldn't be on Family Feud because I can't be the person. I wouldn't be the family member that knows that somebody gave a crappy answer and then it's like, yeah, good. I'd be like,
No, that's our whole family. That's what I was gonna say. We'd be like, Walter!
boo, like boo this person.
We'd be brutal with each other if we gave bad answers. Brianna and I say that all the time.
I'm like,
was
you
crazy.
ruined it. You're out of the family.
You can go on Fear Factor and put your life at risk and win like 50 grand, or you can go sit in a chair on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and answer a couple of questions and walk away with a cool million. I'm like, okay.
Or you could be that guy that's like the legend that literally used his last or one of his lifelines to call his dad to say he was about to win $1 million because he didn't need his help. I was
Yeah.
like, legend.
Legendary.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
Yep.
I want to make sure you guys, as we're trying to close in on the hour so we don't keep you from your families, you guys have small children. We appreciate you guys giving your time to us. Let everybody know where they can find you. If you want to shout out a favorite episode you want them to check out or anything you guys have got going on, this is your time. Take it over.
The Finding Vino shirt, right? Just keep pouring.
Or the Dick Tracy
I love
skull
it.
face.
Magic.printful.me right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Yeah, Operation Magic.printful.me, at Operation Magic Pod on Instagram and YouTube. We've got some great sponsors that sponsor our show. We have great friends like you guys who allow us to come in, shoot the ish for a little bit and have fun. Hey, I know how to rein it in on a family friendly show.
When this is over, I'm not like, I'm all in.
Yeah, no, come our show, come a new episode. You might hear a few F bombs.
Now, where is your podcast at? I know you guys are on YouTube, but are you on any other podcasts?
Spotify right now. You can Spotify, and we're working our way to Apple.
Okay. Awesome.
Favorite episode, Josh? What's your favorite episode we've done so far?
Oh man, has to be the most recent one. Actually, it's going to be coming out this. What is today? Sunday. It'll be coming out this Friday.
All day.
We did a veteran, of like a mental health in Disney movies episode recently, and how a lot of messaging through Disney movies helps with certain mental health, situations. And we started that, and it just kind of went like down some deep sections for us both. So it really is one of the most, to me, open episodes we've come up with. And It's a Small World Sucks clip is also a good one.
Yeah,
too.
that clip will always be great. No, I I love all our episodes equally. They're like you're like your children. You love them all equally to some degree, but there are others that you like more than some. And for episodes, I think the dads, the one that's before the one that just came out over the break for Thanksgiving, our Disney gifts for dads. That our good friend Ingrid gave us. I posed the idea, give us ideas for a topic for dads, and she's like, "This is what I need for the holidays. This is what I need," because her husband is a truck driver. So it's one of those things that I wanted to make sure that our people who support us had their say in our show as well.
Oh, I thought we were doing it because we wanted to send our wives a message of what we wanted for Christmas.
Oh, that's it. Well, that too.
I completely got that wrong.
No.
That's way off.
My wife definitely knows me and knows what I like, so I don't have to send her any direct messaging, or I do, just subtly. However, no, we definitely appreciate all of you who support us, and we have a 1K giveaway coming up, guys. We have to talk about that date, Josh, but we have our 1K giveaway still.
Make sure you guys are following them for that so they can be part of that giveaway. I appreciate what you guys do for mental health. That's one of the biggest things I will definitely tell you guys, because I think that's great, because so many veterans don't get that kind of outlet, or they feel like they can't share certain things because they grow up in something that's, again, you're in a life or death kind of thing when you're in the military a lot of times, and people just feel like they just got to be strong all the time. They can't lean on somebody else for support, and it's great that you guys have that support structure. I know I talked to Jason Yoho Daddio too, like same kind of deal. It's like you have these people, and it's great to have a group that you can talk with, and I appreciate you guys provide that.
Man, I just gotta say, there's a guy that messaged us a month ago, told us how much the podcast helped him, and he's a veteran. And when you want to talk about dumping like hundreds of gallons of gas in a fire, man, I mean, when we got that message, we were like, oh, hell yeah, man. This is like exactly what we're trying to do.
Bro. Purpose.
If it's just got one person that we're helping out, it's totally worth it to
his
us.
name is
you're
Chase.
Burdened with glorious purpose, as they say, right?
Yeah. I love it. His name is Chase. He lives about in 45 minutes from where I live, come to find out. Because, we put it out there. We do this thing called #veterans. You put a hashtag, you're a veteran, and Josh put out there, if you tell me what this clip is about and hashtag what veteran, I'll give you a free shirt. And this guy literally watched the whole episode, messaged us. We didn't think it was going to pop up, and it was just like you said, it poured gasoline on this fire that literally burns deep within me. Because I know when I got out of the Marine Corps, services were hard to get through the VA. It was a fighting battle. Mental health was a struggle. I struggled with it, and I still struggle with it daily. However, this podcast, this community, everything that Disney has provided me as a kid to now allows me to want to give back more to other veterans, because I know the struggles I have been through personally. I know the struggles that Josh has been through personally. And to give back to this community that, it takes so much from so many other, young men and women, means more to me than I think they will ever know, personally.
Absolutely. It's an
beautiful.
important message. We appreciate you guys keeping it going.
Talking is hard. People talk to us, man. Come on.
Oh my God. So I want to say, before we get out of here, I want to remind everybody of one thing we've got coming up. The Merry Marathon. Yes, that's right. We've got an 8-hour live stream on December. You can't see it because I have a thing in the corner of it. 26. There you go. That's the magic of live production. December 26th, 4 p.m. Eastern through midnight, the day after Christmas. That's my Christmas present to you, to get us to make you guys laugh, and you can just poke fun at us for 8 hours.
Yeah, so we want a bunch of our Disney friends, including you guys. Anyone who's available on that day, wants to pop in the stream, please know you are more than welcome. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, message us if you want to be a part of it. People can just drop in from time to time. We'll add some people. We'll have some fun and games. Gene and I have no shortage of things to say, as you all know.
And it's Mish's birthday party. That's her birthday.
It's Mish's birthday, so we'll make sure we'll do some fun stuff for her as well. Little buddy.
I know what I'm doing the 26th. I'll just push my trip to California a day later, because I'm going to see my mom for my birthday on the 29th. So I'll stay around for the 26th.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah, thank you. So I'll stay around, and I'll pop on. I don't know about Josh, but I know I will.
I don't know. I gotta check my schedule.
He's got to deliver gifts. He would just get done delivering gifts like the night or two before. So
The marionettes,
Very
Stromboli, the Stromboli Christmas.
And
Oh
listen,
my goodness.
He's putting a lot of hours right now making them. So I mean, just.
Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you so much to Josh and James from Operation Magic. Check them out if you haven't already. Go follow the podcast, listen to the podcast, follow them on social media, be part of that community as well, because they're a great part of ours. And we just appreciate you guys being here, because this is a great little fun Sunday for us. I literally had to run in here because I had a church thing before this and I needed to be there. So I'm going through a little church journey myself. So, keep me in your prayers. But I was like, I got to get there. And told Gina, like, it's like 12:30. I'm in the car. I'm like running, trying to get to my house. I'm like, I'm not prepared.
You made it.
But
Oodalolly, that's what he's saying out the door.
oodalolly, oodalolly. By the way, do you see they're giving off news for like the underworld with Ursula or something for Disney World? And I go, the underworld.
I wonder where they got that from.
I was like, you guys should just rip off my entire idea. I don't care. I just want to see it done.
The whole point of the spaghetti.
Yeah, I know. Let's happen. See, it's
One
happening,
idea
guys.
to rip off.
The power of persuasion. Anyway, thank you guys so much from myself, Josh, and from Gina. Thank you for joining us. May you guys have a great rest of your weekend. There's not much time left, but we appreciate you being here. And thank you for joining the podcast. Please watch your head and step as you exit. And Josh and James, stick around for a second after we're done. Thanks.